So recently I went to go watch M3GAN, and I'll just give a quick review, thoughts of what I thought of the movie. I've never really liked horror movies. I hardly ever watch them, but for some reason I really wanted to see this movie. And I feel like a week before this movie came out is when I started seeing promotion and trailers and even those crazy ass people that dressed up as M3GAN, doing the dance. You've seen the dance. Um, I really like this movie, and I'm honestly just go see it. But I'm gonna go into spoilers because I just can't talk about this movie without talking about shit that happened in the movie. So here you go. Spoiler warning. This movie is fucking funny. Okay, it's funnier than you think it is, and it's more funny than it is a horror. I know, you know, some people are bringing up the fact that I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about horror and comedy and how they go so well together. It kind of reminds me of comedians when they talk about some of the craziest shit, some of the most fucked up shit you can think of, and then play it off as nothing, when in reality it's pretty fucked up. And that's what this movie kind of reminds me of, because it is a fucked up movie, but it's fucking hilarious. And I don't think I got scared in this movie. I don't think I got scared watching this movie, except for like maybe one or two parts where it's this classic jump scare. The sound goes all crazy and shit like that. But honestly, like, I don't even know if the movie did this shit on purpose, but there are scenes or lines in the movie that make you laugh without, I don't even know if that's the real intention, right? Because let me start from the beginning. So in the beginning, they show the commercial, right? With the little fucking fur baby, whatever. But after that, we go to the parents and how they die. And I don't know, I was thinking as it was happening, like, did I really need to see that? Like, that shit, like, I don't know. Like, you could have just started off with Gemma uh, being the sole caretaker of the kid. I forgot the kid's name. It's been a couple days since I've seen it. But yeah, I felt like that was unnecessary. So that in my head just kind of seemed funny in and of itself. Um, and then there's another scene where they show the girl and then M3GAN are doing the little commercial, the little where the kid and M3GAN are doing that little demonstration for all those shareholders or whatever. Uh, and then the first line that comes out of the kid's mouth after she starts crying is like, I just can't forget, like, how the fact that my parents are dead and I have to listen to you, M3GAN. And then everybody's trying to watch. Like, what the fuck did she just say? And it wasn't played as a joke, but I was fucking laughing. I was laughing because it kind of came out of nowhere. Because I was like, why the fuck is she crying? But as soon as she said that shit, it's shit like that happens in the movie that makes me laugh. And when certain characters, okay, I heard a criticism that this movie is predictable. Yes, it's predictable, but it's still fun to watch. Case in point, the people who are gonna die as soon as they're introduced because they're assholes without realizing it. Maybe not all of them, but let's talk about the neighbor. The neighbor was being mean, or she's being stupid, because she kept letting her dog go anywhere, which is pretty fucked up in real life. Don't let your dog do that. Second of all, like, oh shit, I thought the lady was gonna die first. No, it was the dog. And the way they killed the dog was kind of funny too, because I think that's the first time we hear the voice changer in M3GAN, and that shit, it made my theater laugh and it made me laugh. I love seeing these kinds of movies with an audience, and there was a decent amount of people in our theater, and they were just laughing at the right moments. Sometimes it was hard to tell where the funny moments were compared to the horror moments, right? But I feel like we got it, even though it was so subtle. Like when she did the voice changing, right? Or when she went to kill that fucking Brandon kid. The fucking she's pulling her ears, and then you see his ears stretched out. It's all fucking crazy. My theater was laughing. I don't know why. I don't know if that was meant to be funny, but that shit made me laugh. That shit was wild. And then, okay, so she kills the dog first, right? And I'm like, for some reason, as I'm watching her go after Brandon or whatever the fucking kid's name is, I was like, they're not gonna kill this kid. And then he gets run over. That shit was hilarious, dude. There was a few people laughing in our theater. Like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And it's just like, it's funny because there's moments like that all throughout the movie. Another moment like that is when we first see like the prototype of M3GAN, when she's standing like she's on the cross, and she looks like an android. She looks like fucking something out of Star Wars, right? And I don't even fucking watch Star Wars, but I can tell it looked like some shit from that, because that shit looked funny. She was all fucking hanging on there like some kind of weirdo, right? And then and then the boss had the boss played by that one comedian dude from The Daily Show, super funny dude. He was like, yeah, man, what the fuck is that? Like, you spend they are in like some kind of attic, some kind of secret lab. This movie's kind of funny just without fucking being funny, right? And then he's like, what in good hell is that? And then they brought the fucking face out. That shit was crazy. This movie moves pretty fast as well. Like, shit's happening like boom, boom, boom. And it's kind of good and bad in the same way, because you do get invested in these characters, kind of. I mean, you care about Gemma, you care about the kid, you care about M3GAN, but everyone else is like, okay, when are they gonna die? You know what I mean? And so everything's super quick. Like, the parents die, and then Gemma gets a hold of the kid, and she's pretty much signing over the rights as being the sole caretaker. Like, you're thinking in your mind as you're watching, like, she's not emotional, she's not fucking crying. She doesn't cry once. I swear she didn't cry at all, unless she was like scared. It was mostly like, yeah, your sister's dead and all this shit, but I gotta get this fucking prototype out tomorrow or I'm fucking fired. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, your whole life is different. You're taking care of a child. And even the therapist called her out. And I'm glad the therapist called her out, because I was like, why the fuck is she acting so nonchalant? Because I remember she was on the phone like, yeah, her friend was like, oh, you need to give the kid priority. And she's like, yeah, I know, but this prototype is tomorrow. I was like, shit, dude. It's so funny how quick things went, and I don't know, it added to the comedy. Some other shit that made me laugh was like when M3GAN was running like a fucking dog. When she killed a neighbor, she like lured her in to the little shack or whatever. She sprayed her in the face. When she sprayed her in the face, I couldn't help but laugh at almost every death. And I think it was intentional. Like, nothing was supposed to be scary, but it had to be horror so that M3GAN could kill all these people, and it would just, be super nonchalant about it. Also want to talk about M3GAN herself. I was watching some behind the scenes shit, and apparently they do have a stand-in actress, a little girl who is there in the scene with the other actors, but she does put on like a fake doll mask, a fake M3GAN mask, kind of like the one that they put on M3GAN in the movie, right? When they're billing her. And that shit is creepy as fuck too. It kind of looks like the poster, but not really. Because when you're watching the movie, at least when I was watching it, they do like this. It is CGI. You can tell the face is CGI. Like, you can tell at the edges of the face, there's like blur lines. And the eyes are kind of dead, but they're also CGI as well. But when you compare that to the mask that the actress was using, it's like night and day, right? You can tell what's real and what's not. And what's in the movie is not real. For the most part, it's like layered CGI, if there's no better word for it. But it is very creepy, and it is a dope-ass movie. Like I said, I don't really like horror, but I did enjoy this movie. I don't even know what compelled me to watch this movie. I said this before. But this is really cool. It was probably that fucking dance, man. When people do a good dance, I just can't fucking help it, man. And she's fucking killing that one dude. Oh my gosh. That shit was hilarious. If I've never seen a fucking commercial for this movie, I would have been dying laughing seeing at that one scene where she's just dancing out of nowhere, the fucking, this thing. Like that shit really did come out of nowhere, and I think it works. It works with the movie. Um, but yeah, dope ass movie. Go watch it. This is just a quick little review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.